had a little difficulty. Okay. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Om Om. In the 5th chapter, we were dealing with the 17th shloka. Tadbuddhayaha tadatmanaha tannishthas tatparayana. Just a minute. Oh, I'm just adjusting this phone. Okay. So this shloka explains about jnani state and also how a sadhaka attains that state of jnani. 2. First, tad buddhayaha. His buddhi is about Brahman. This we have discussed in the last class, last Sunday. For the ordinary people, for an ignorant person, the buddhi means the mind, the intellect. The mind intellect is about the world, means the buddhi thinks about the world. Tad buddhayaha, it thinks about the world. But now he says his buddhi should be about Paramatma. His buddhi should be about Paramatma. That means all his thought becomes one with Brahma, because in fact thinking as something other than Brahma is the world. When you are misperceiving Brahman, that is world. Therefore, this misperception or the superimposition, what you call a misunderstanding of the Brahman, is the world. Now what he says, tad buddhayaha, remove the misunderstanding, cancel the misunderstanding and let the mind understand Brahman. Then understand Brahman means it negates the world and the mind becomes one with Brahman. Mind ceases to be mind. Mind is a mind only when it sees the duality. It splits itself into duality as subject and object. Before it is split, what is it? It is Brahman itself. The mind was Brahman itself before it is split. And now when it is split, it sees the subject-object duality. Now what is required is dissolve that duality and let the mind be one with Brahman. Okay, tad buddhayaha tadatmanaha. Because this we are just repeating, summarizing what we have discussed in the previous class. Now tadatmanaha. Now Atma means oneself, one's identity. Now I take myself to be body, mind and sense organs. But the Jnani is a one who sees that Brahman as his Atma. Means he sees consciousness as the Atma, not what appears to be consciousness. Like body appears to be me, sense organs appear to be me, mind appears to be me. So he negates all these things which only appear but are not really me. How do you know? How do you know that the body, mind and sense organs are only appearing to be me? Me means Atma. Body, mind and sense organs are only appearing to be Atma but not really Atma. How do we know? Because what is the nature, whatever is the nature of Atma, that is natural. What is nature of Atma is naturally with me. What is not my nature but only falsely assumed, doesn't stay with me, doesn't remain with me all the time, it can be negated. What I can negate is not me. What remains unnegatable is me. Now, body. Body is with me only when I have a notion that I am the body. I am, body means bodily qualities, bodily state, bodily condition, that I am the body, I am like this, I am here, I am like this. So when you identify with the bodily qualities, bodily actions as yours, then body appears to be Atma. Otherwise, you can negate the body, remove the body notion, bodily notion, like in dream. In dream, we have no bodily notion, or even deep sleep, I exist without assuming a body notion. This shows that body is not an essential part of me. It is only assumed falsely to be me, because I can stand without the body, without the consciousness of the body, without a notion of the body, without the notion of the qualities of the body. Okay, I can stand. I can remove it from my consciousness and can stand. What I can remove from my consciousness and can stand on my own, that is not me. That way, body can be removed, sense organs can be removed, mind can be removed, and the sense of I, the I notion can be removed. Because in deep sleep, removed means not by your conscious effort, not by your will you can't remove. By will you can't remove, but you can only see other experiences of you. We can only see certain experiences, deeper level of me, means a deeper experiences of me where I exist without the body. I exist without sense organs. I exist without the mind. I exist without a notion of me. I, without an I notion. Without a notion of I exist like in deep sleep. So these experiences prove what can be negated, what can be removed from my identity, and what cannot be removed by cannot be removed means you have no experience in your life. You have no experience where yourself don't exist. You have no experiences of yourself not existing. Everything else can be removed from your consciousness, from your existence. Therefore, tadatmanaha, that means I remain only that Atma, that pure Atma. All other things which are false Atmas. Atmas means identities. All other false identities are removed by observing, by self-observation, by observing my experience where I stand without the body, without the notion of body, without the notion of sense organs, mind, and notion of I. Without all these things, I just stand as self-existing, self-shining. It is naturally existing, nobody can bring it, nobody can remove it. Means no thought can bring the consciousness, no thought can remove the consciousness. Thoughts appear and go away. Thoughts appear in the consciousness, disappear in the consciousness, merge into consciousness. Thoughts appear, rise in consciousness like the waves rise in water and disappear into water. But the water itself cannot be lost sight of. Okay, waves appear in water. When the waves are arising, water is appearing. When the waves are appearing, water appears. When the waves merge back into water, waves disappear, but water doesn't disappear. Water is something continuously appears in the illustration I am telling. I am telling in illustration what continuously appears, whose appearance you never miss, that is reality. Whose appearance you never miss. But the appearance of others like waves, foam, etc., appear for a while and merge back into water. Similarly, body, mind and sense organs rise in my consciousness, appear for a while means in a condition. In a wakeful state, in a waking condition, I appear to be body, sense organs. In dream also I appear to be an individual through mind. But in deep sleep I exist without other individualities, other forms of me, any notions, ideas, thoughts. How am I? I am like this, I am like this, I am this and I am not this. You have no opinion about yourself. You have no self-image about yourself, either as something, or you can't say I am not this also. I am not so and so, I am so and so, I am not so and so. You have no idea, no opinion, no image about yourself in deep sleep. Yet you exist. Because my existence can never be removed, can never disappear. You can never miss your own self-existence. That's why we call it is a self-existence, self-shining consciousness. What can never be missed? You may have any number of experiences, in which your various body, mind and sense organs fluctuate, appear, disappear. But one thing can never disappear is your very existence, nameless existence. Okay? An existence about which you have no idea, notionless existence. You cannot imagine, you cannot think of that existence. All thinking takes place in that existence. All thinking takes place in that consciousness. The consciousness itself, which cannot be thought of, which cannot be imagined. So no thought exists in the consciousness. All the thoughts are like the waves in the consciousness. So that is my me. Therefore, tadatmanaha. I am that Atman. That means this word that, this word tat in Sanskrit generally refers, it is a pronoun. According to the context it refers. So tat, why he is using pronoun? Because it is, pronoun itself means it is a substitute for noun. It is not real noun. Why it is not real noun? In Vedantic context, it is not real noun because it is not nameable. It is not nameable. It is not a particular experience. It is not available for thought. Okay, it's not available for thought. It is not nameable. Therefore, it is beyond the thought. The very thought exists on that pure consciousness. Consciousness itself is not any thought, not available for any thought. Therefore, tadatmanaha, you stand as that Atma. Not by your attempt, you understand that you are already that. It doesn't depend upon your understanding. It doesn't depend upon your thinking. Okay. Your thinking may be additional for it. But the pure existence, it is self-shining and self-existence. The self-existence doesn't depend upon thought. Doesn't depend upon thought means whether thought is or thought is not. Still it is. Because the very presence of thought, absence of thought presupposes that existence, whose existence is necessarily presupposed for an appearance of a thought and disappearance of a thought. Appearance and disappearance of a thought. What is necessarily present, inevitably present as a basis of it, which neither comes and goes, which is not subject to coming and going. Neither you can newly acquire it nor you can lose it. There is no experience in our life like waking, dream, deep sleep or any other normal, abnormal, supernormal. Abnormal experiences are psychologists say. Some people who are disturbed people have got all manias, all kinds of imaginations. The mentally disturbed people have got all kinds of their abnormal thoughts and experiences. Normal people, we all common people have normal experiences. And then supernormal is some kind of a yogic mystic experiences. Okay, abnormal, normal, and supernormal. Yogic mystic experiences of your yogic powers, yogic experiences of distance seeing, distance reading, mind reading, all kind of hypnotic powers, yogic powers, occult powers, so on. Whatever, yogic, occult, whatever name you want to call, supernormal we call them. Abnormal, normal, supernormal. All these are states of mind. Okay, all these various experiences, by cultivating the mind, by remaining a normal mind, or by disturbing your mind, but under pressure, under trauma, under pressure, under trauma, under suffering, your mind starts assuming abnormal experiences. Mind gets, in a normal mind gets normal experiences. By your special cultivation of mind in the form of meditation, devotion, like religious experiences, occult yogic experiences, or what you call yogic, occult, all these mystic experiences, you get some kind of a very elevated experiences. Mind is very pure. It assumes a high powerful and starts seeing different things. You may see your Ishtadevata, God, a form of your God. You can read them, see them, all kinds of things. Okay. So these are all supernormal experience, but they are all refined, purified mind. Refined mind, purified mind, or little elevated to the supernormal mind, yet it is mind. This we have to say. We are not underestimating it, we are only just pointing out the fact. But the consciousness is underlying the abnormal mind, normal mind, and supernormal experiences, normal experiences, abnormal experiences. It just lies unaffected by any of these experiences. Okay, neither abnormal nor normal nor supernormal experiences. Undergoing some kind of a meditation, some mystic experience is good because it helps the mind to purify. We are not interested in the very occult experiences or some kind of a yogic and then experiences for sake of experience. But that experience requires a kind of a cultivation, purification of mind, learning the positive qualities. Not that, see, if the very religion, sometimes it pressurizes your mind, makes you fanatic. Fanatic people also start developing all hallucinatory experiences. So sometimes if there is a healthy religion, you will have healthy mystic experiences. If it is an unhealthy religion, you will have an unhealthy means a dogma, a dogmatic mind which affects, which cultivates your mind and ego in an abnormal way. It disturbs you, because it contains a negative qualities of ego, frustration, jealousy, blind belief, hating, that in the name of God or in the name of whatever you call it, in the name of your dogma, in the name of God, in the name of your holy book, it starts having a negative experiences of hating people, torturing people, and feel superiority feeling, that megalomaniac feeling that I am superior, my God is superior, all these things. Then that mind will start having, it may have certain inner experiences, little deeper experiences, but they are all abnormal experiences. Therefore, an abnormal religion creates abnormal experiences. Normal human mind undergoes normal experiences. But if there is a healthy religion, you will have certain healthy, occult, mystic experiences. But they are all refined mind, purified mind, elevated mind, but they are all minds only. But that elevated mind is good and useful, particularly for spiritual, for Vedanta, that cultivating that mind, that certain positive qualities of love and care, and see beauty in everything, respecting everybody, loving everybody, be humble and not hating, no jealousy. So these positive qualities which are necessary for any healthy supernormal experiences. Anybody who has got an abnormal mind cannot have occult, mystic and supernormal experiences. This is a very difficult thing these days to understand. I say these days because only after Islam, Christianity entered India, this kind of abnormal things also taken to be religions. This kind of abnormal, that God comes to me alone, only one prophet, only he reveals to only one person, all these things are abnormal things. We treat this as abnormal alone. This is definitely mental cases. So, because what is healthy is natural. What is natural is universal. What is natural is universal. If one is prophet, there can be any number of prophets. If one receives God, anybody can receive. But what is received is a healthy and it is a logical. It can't be illogical. It can't be only claims and nobody should question. These are all abnormal things, I tell you. Naturally, these abnormal religions only create abnormal mind. But that's not useful. That abnormal mind is useful neither for normal life nor for supernormal mystic yogic experiences. So this abnormal mind is really an obstruction for both, for normal human life as well as a religious, healthy religious I am talking. Healthy religious, healthy occult, healthy mystic experiences. Okay, therefore people combine with these things, this abnormality as a real religion. It's not true and people should understand this. Okay, the healthy religion always cultivates positive values. Positive, see, what are the positive values? What are the positive qualities? I think we don't have to tell much unless we ourselves are abnormal people. Hating is normal, they say. Claiming that my religion is superior is normal. This can never be normal. See, what is normal? Any good human being can understand love, being compassionate, being humble, being simple, straight, telling truth, speaking truth, and not lying and cheating. So these are all positive qualities. All positive qualities are generally positive qualities not towards one person, two people, for all people throughout the world. Then see, some religions talk of some of the values, good values, but those values they are supposed to follow towards their own group, and outsider, you are non-believers, you don't owe anything, you can ill-treat them, you can tell lies, you can exploit, no sin you incur. See, this is again abnormality. This is a collective abnormality. This is an organized abnormality, that's all. This is an organized mental case. Yeah, I'm not just blaming, I'm not abusing out of anger. I'm just pointing out. You just watch and see. When you say a certain qualities only divide the society into believers and non-believers, only certain people you respect, only certain people, other people you ill-treat them inhumanly, and still you feel that it is natural, nothing wrong in it. This is abnormality. How can you ill-treat for no reason? If the person is hurting you, person is giving trouble to you, then in order to, in self-defense, you attack him, criticize him, or you drive him out. All that is natural. See, this is also naturally understandable. What is naturally understandable, a healthy mind can understand. Okay. Therefore, all those positive values, positive qualities, positive ethics are good. Speaking truth and loving, caring, respecting, sharing with others, all these are healthy qualities. These healthy qualities generally required for any yoga, Vedanta, bhakti, or any mystic occult experiences, any religion, any simple sadhana, a religious sadhana necessarily involves these positive qualities, positive ethics. Okay, humanistic, healthy, positive, logical. Okay, logical ethics, logical values, humanistic, not abnormal. Note this difference between mystic experiences are supernormal. Supernormal includes normal. It doesn't go against normal. This you note it. What is beyond logic doesn't go against logic. What is supernormal includes normal. What is beyond logic includes logic. It can never be illogical. It can never be abnormal. This is important. Therefore, all positive values make you much better person than a normal human being. You'll be much more compassionate, kind-hearted, loving, caring, and universally. So they are definitely better values. and that makes you certain inward a purity of your mind, and the mind becomes expanded because the fears, unnatural fears, inferiority or superiority feelings won't be there. Neither inferiority complex nor superiority complex, neither overconfidence, aggression, nor a too much of submissive fear, what you call a frightened person, a terrorized person. Therefore, the religions which terrorize a human mind is called an abnormal religion, which terrorizes a human mind. By they have certain things. Just simply you terrorize people, threaten them so that they will not ask question. They will submit to you. They will submit to your religious clergy. These are all abnormal. They are organized gangs of terrorism. Okay. I'm not making any political statement or any criticism. We're just analyzing technically, academically. Academic in the sense, knowing, trying to know the fact. Wherever it is, I'm not pointing out a particular religion or particular society or particular nation. Wherever this kind of abnormal are there, they are abnormal. Wherever, in whichever society, in whichever world is there. The basic healthy, wherever they are, whether in East or West or anywhere in the world, very healthy values, they are really noble values. They are really divine values, divine qualities, divine values, wherever they are in the world. They help your healthy religion, practicing healthy religion, meditation, and all kind of spiritual practices. Of course, Vedanta needs them. Vedanta goes with these positive, constructive, healthy values. That's why Vedantins always encourage, teach as a necessary these values as a preparation, as a purification of the mind. Therefore, mind is released from its narrowness, from its abnormality, highly frightened, suppressed, traumatic mind. It's no more a traumatic mind. You can see it is a healthy, simple, natural, like a baby. You can't give a baby example because these days babies' minds are also people are polluting. In India, we would give the example of a baby as a natural, villagers as natural, country people, or women as natural, because they are simple people, they were not sophisticated, they are natural and simple people. Now, the over-education, it's not education, I don't know what you call them. Over-education we call them, because they are devil-making education. Oh, we are making over-aggressiveness. All this is, you are losing the natural dignity, natural beauty of the human heart. The natural beauty of human heart, the children, what you call, the natural people, village people who don't have to quarrel, you don't have to exploit it, because the city life is highly exploitative, over-intelligent, exploitative people, clever in talking, but village people are simple people. Whatever is there, they just openly say. Even if they commit mistake, I could see in my village where I was born, even if the fellow commits a mistake and drops, next day you call him in front of one or two people, I'll say, what did you do, tell me? And he will openly tell, I have robbed, I have taken, I have stolen from this house, give back. And he will give back, sorry, and he'll say. See, the thief's admitting his mistakes, not by any threatening. Simply you call him, hey, what did you do, tell, he will openly admit. Such a simple life that a thief will admit on his own. Simple life. And people would give him small punishment and he will forget also. And the society was such that, okay, he committed mistake. Okay, next day, after 2 days, 1 week, 10 days, people will forget and treat him normally like any other human being. So that was called, we call it Krita Yuga. In Indian terms, Indian name, we call them Krita Yuga. Krita Yuga means where society is healthy. You don't divide in the name of religion. You don't divide people in the name of religion. You don't have any abnormal mind. A healthy mind, people do commit mistakes. After all, human beings commit mistakes, but they recover fast. They recover from the mistake, admit the mistakes, get corrected. They do take little punishment and then become clean and purer people. They can laugh at their own past. They can laugh at their own mistakes in a healthy way, without any making any unnatural things. So that was a society, a simple society, close to nature. Now we are becoming more and more artificial. This what we call sophistication is creating more and more. What we call civilized one is creating. I don't see the modern civilization as much. Modern means only Western civilization. What else? You take even the sense organs, whatever is natural, the sense pleasures, all these things are also within limit is okay, healthy. Healthy means a lower level of health. It's not a very high level of healthy. Lower level, okay, we admit them. But if you start defending them, get addicted to them, that becomes abnormality. See, any food, any simple habits, they're as long as they don't disturb your mind, don't make you prejudiced, don't make you addicted to anything, then they are good. But if they start getting addicted, making you abnormal, prejudiced, then they are harmful. Any habit, even though it is accepted by society and certain nations, certain cultures, they make certain things natural. But I see naturalness should be seen from the heart, not from the society, not from the history. History, you can't say, oh, in history, historical period, they did not consider robbing and killing others as, they did not think it is wrong, therefore it is wrong. Not wrong. See, this is the kind of logic some of the historians write the books. Oh, in those days, in that Arabistan, that desert religion, Muslims believed killing non-believers was not wrong. It is good according to their religion. Therefore, by their standard, it is normal. No. You can't say an historical period. Just go by historical period as a standard. Or you can't say your dogma as a standard. Or you can't say certain. It should be universal. A value should be always universal. Universal alone is a healthy and natural. Okay, it is not a selective, it is not limited, it is applicable to all. So killing is inhuman, for no reason killing. Okay, for no reason, just killing is an inhuman, it is an abnormal mind. Okay, therefore the values are natural. Therefore we would give like a child, like villagers illiterate, like women, they are just innocent and simple and straight. They are not hypocrites, they don't hide, they are not prejudiced. Simply they say, you ask them, even now you find some of the people, they are not highly educated, they just don't know, not educated, but they straight way, they speak truth. Even their mistakes they openly admit, and they are natural. That means when they have something good, they laugh wholeheartedly. When there is a suffering, they cry. And next moment, once the suffering is over, they naturally take it and proceed. No trauma is left, no wound in the heart is left. When there is a suffering, they cry wholeheartedly. And next moment, after the suffering is over, they laugh at it and go away naturally, go about naturally. They don't retain it as a wound in their heart and vengeance against somebody, he is responsible and all that. Now that makes you unnatural. See, when you are happy, you just laugh at it. When you are suffering, you cry. And thing is over, you take natural. This is how the baby does it. See, this is a natural thing. This is a natural mind. By your taking little more spiritual values and cultivation, you become little more elevated, supernormal person, a forgiving person, a kind-hearted person. Nowadays, even the forgiveness has been made into an abnormal thing. You start forgiving only wicked people alone. Good people you ignore. Only wicked people alone. This also is becoming another extremity, another abnormality. That you love only wicked people. Certain religions only love wicked people alone. And they say, our only Son of God loves only wicked people. He doesn't love good people. This again is an abnormality of you are only Son of God. Why should you love only wicked people and not good people? Because good people, they don't need me, therefore I just don't love them. I like only wicked people. This is another abnormality. That's why these days, what is normality, what is abnormality, what is a healthy mind is very difficult to find. Because we are cultivating such a modern civilization, because of they have got a big mouth. In Indian language, I don't know whether you have in English, is a big mouth. Big mouth means you talk too much, you defend too much. Talk too much in defending, only your logic, your argumentativeness alone, not going by the simple facts of life. A normal facts of life, you accept them. Don't use too much of logic, extreme logic. Extreme is only over defending. Anything, my case that I defend, anything I defend in by hook or crook, I defend this alone is right. You can see you are unnecessarily arguing, over arguing the case. extreme argument. You just say a balanced, a natural and harmonious. So he lives a very fearless life. That's why such yogis live so natural, humble, simple, fearless life that even with animals they live. That's why they say yogis who live, even the tigers and lions also live there with you without harming you. They don't put them in a cage, they just leave them open and they live with you. Some of the yogis would live with the wild animals simply, naturally, like friends. They won't harm you. Because not that they see, some domesticated animals are there. Even some of the wild animals, you live with them. Not only that way, even without unknown animal also, they live naturally with them because their mind is so pure. No fear, no hatred. They see all animals, all living beings, all things, the five elements, the sun and the moon and the star are everything just simply beautiful and lovable. No dividing the people, no dividing the society, no dividing anybody. See everybody just lovable, simple, natural like babies. You see every baby is simply very nice and cute to see. Similarly, the whole nature, whole human society with all their weaknesses. After all, human beings, they have their own weaknesses. In spite of their simple weaknesses, egos and frustrations and anger and all, still we take them natural human beings. Okay? No devilness, no demons and all that. Simply take them as natural people. So this kind of mind is necessary both for a healthy religion, that is a mystic experience, and also Vedanta. Okay, Vedanta also needs. Therefore, we include little bit of that healthy religion, meditation, prayers, etc. We include them as a preliminary step for Vedanta because that makes a healthy religion. But if that itself you make it as a goal and a religion and fixed it, then that becomes a little abstraction. For Vedantic thinking, that you are cultivating in a positive way, but even that positive mind also should not block, should not fixation, should not become a fixation. It should be a healthy, open mind. Even the religious prayers, healthy prayers are good. But even that should not become a fixation. It should become a spontaneous, naturally loving prayers, lovable prayers. Okay, then that's good again. Therefore, these things, therefore, tadatmanaha, you are that Atma. Because the mind, a natural mind, facilitates your self-discovery, self-intuition, intuition of the self-existing Atma, self-shining Atma. It helps. The mind should be natural, healthy, unprejudiced, not hateful, not divided, divisive mind, hateful mind. A natural, simple, healthy mind is very much conducive for the discovery of the, because self itself is universal, self-existing, natural. It is the most natural is the Atma. Most natural. So your mind should be close to the Atma. If Atma is so natural, bare natural, then mind also should be natural with it. Therefore, mind should be closer to the Atma. The mind which is purified, so purified that it becomes nearer to the Atma, can intuit the Atma. Intuiting means what? A pure mind can discriminate between Atma and Atma. Because there is a superimposition, there is adhyasa, there is a misunderstanding of mixing of anatma with atma. Body, mind and sense organs are mixed into the nature of atma. So this separation of distinguishing the anatma from the atma, this requires really a pure, selfless mind, a selfless person, not stubborn, not insisting anything, taking life naturally. Such a healthy mind is capable of self-observation, capable of removing this adhyasa, this superimposition of body, mind and sense organ. Means it can discover the false Atma from the real Atma. He can discriminate that the false Atma, because in our unhealthy mind, in our selfishness, in our ego, in our other desires, and etc. If the mind has got these all the other weaknesses, it fails to recognize the false Atma between false Atma and the real Atma. Because the false Atma, all these wrong values reinforce the false Atma. That means a false identity. The false identity with body, mind and sense organs, that I am an individual, I am the body, I am a mind, I am sense organs, so I am an experiencer, I am a knower, I am a doer, it means agent of action, and I am an experiencer. This individuality, normal individuality, involves the identification with anatma, body, mind and sense organs. Therefore, abnormal values, and values means these qualities of mind, they thrive in this false self-identity. Therefore, they don't allow you to discover the real self by separating this false self-identity. They don't allow. Therefore, we require a healthy mind. Healthy religion and healthy mind. Okay. Then a really pure mind is capable of clear observation, because unhealthy mind interferes, because it reinforces the false identity with the body, mind and sense organ. It doesn't allow you to see the pure Atma, Sakshi, the witnessing consciousness. It doesn't allow, because the wrong values reinforce your individuality. Individuality thrives under the misunderstanding of yourself. That is a false individuality. Individuality is by nature false. So it reinforces, you remain there alone. You won't be able to give up the individuality and become a universal infinite consciousness. So the infinite consciousness is most natural, effortless, choiceless consciousness. Effortless consciousness. Okay. So the choiceless, effortless consciousness, undistinguishing, it doesn't see good and bad. It just sees, it is aware of, that's all. Sees the whole universe as a one consciousness. So the mind which is pure can distinguish the false individuality, the false self which is individuality. Individuality is a false self. But freedom from individuality is the real self. Your real self, like in deep sleep, it is. You can't name it. Unnameable. See how beautiful it is. You tell what you are in your deep sleep. You try to think, what are you in deep sleep? Tell me, how are you and what are you? No word comes, because you can't name it. I just am. Spontaneously exist. A spontaneous existence, not a struggling existence. Struggling, trying to become something. There is no becoming. There is no struggling self. There is no becoming self. What I want, I already am. I am already am. That's all. So the consciousness is choiceless, effortlessly. It is just aware of what exists there. It doesn't look at it. It's aware of. It is conscious by its very nature. By its very nature, it is conscious. Like the sun illumines because it's very nature to illumine. It doesn't look at what gets illumined. What gets illumined, it doesn't look at it. Its very nature is to illumine. Illumination is not an effort on the part of the sun. Okay, it might be, we don't know, but we are giving an illustration. Okay, don't stretch the illustration beyond its purpose. So fire is hot, not making any effort to become hot. It is not struggling hard to remain hot. It is its very nature to be hot. So it is effortless. So therefore, that effortlessness is when you discover, when you intuit the nature of Atma, first to purify the mind, then negate all that false identities, body, mind and sense organ and individuality. The notion of I is also negated. What is naturally there. Even the negation is included in my consciousness. Nothing is excluded. Everything is included. It's just a choiceless consciousness. Tadatmanaha. Each word is such a beautiful word. You contemplate, ultimately you reach Brahman only. You take any word on contemplation, you reach Brahman only. That's how the Bhagavad Gita or any Shastra is meant. Every word you contemplate the right meaning, you think again and again, all your mind and thoughts and bodily individuality, everything is negated. You come to your natural state of Atma. Everything ultimately leads to the, because that is ultimate. Wherever you go, you reach there, that point alone. Because that is underlying, that is the basis of everything. Therefore, whichever you probe, you examine, you observe, ultimately you reach the same truth, which is absolute, infinite, underlying everything. In fact, underlying is a wrong word, but is only a tentative for sake of teaching you are saying. Everything else is only a wrong appearance of the same truth, a false appearance of that same truth. Therefore, any appearance you closely watch and probe into it, ultimately you understand what is appearing is nothing but the same truth. The appearance dissolves into the absolute truth. In the truth, everything is truth alone. There is nothing other than it, because it's natural. Until your natural state, you reach, your probing continues, your inquiry, your investigation. Once you reach the truth, all investigation culminates there, comes to an end, because it is effortless. All your effort stops there, culminates there, naturally comes to an end. Now there is nobody to make effort. It is choiceless consciousness. Okay? So tad buddhayas tadatmanaha. It is exactly 12 o'clock. Tannishthas tat parayana. Each word is so beautiful. Though I explained Tannishta already in the previous class, Tadatmana also I explained. But again, when you read the shloka again, I think you can't proceed. Because proceeding is a bookish. We don't go into the books. Each word you just contemplate, that's all. You reach Brahman. Whole Bhagavad Gita becomes Brahman alone. There is nothing. No Gita, no sadhaka, and no guru. All guru, sadhaka, and teaching, everything just merges into one truth. All the teaching culminates into the one truth. Therefore, any word you take it, you reach there alone. So, Tannishta Tat Parayana. Tannishta, in a way, we told in our previous, but once again we'll tell. Again, you contemplate freshly, a new light, a new beauty comes there. So, Tannishthas Tat Parayana. These two words we have to say. I think we'll tell in the next class. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Now here is a just for our Indians who listen to my Kannada talk. I just have an announcement. So the Tuesday and Thursday, Thursday and Saturday, these 3 days we are giving talk in Vedanta Paribhasha in Kannada. So that nobody is interested in directly watching the live talk in Facebook. Therefore, I stopped Facebook. I am recording in my YouTube and uploading to YouTube, because only English talks people are listening in Facebook, and therefore I give the live Facebook, and also this also recording is also going on this YouTube. Later I upload to my YouTube. So both Facebook and YouTube upload both these English talks, but Kannada talks only YouTube alone, no Facebook, because nobody is watching Facebook. So I record in the YouTube privately and then upload to the YouTube Kannada talks, 3 days talks. Other 3 days English talks will be both on both. Okay, you must have watched it already. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.